Hey guys, what is going on? It's Ben again, and welcome to the Server PC project. Let's get into it. So, the goal of this project is going to be to buy a whole bunch of old server parts and, assemble them and attempt to install a mobile operating system and possibly turn it into a Hackintosh. I currently don't really have an exact plan for this project, but I did want to tell you guys about it. I already ordered things like a motherboard, CPU, and have a few parts laying around, and I assembled them today. I don't have everything yet, but I wanted to show you my progress. And please guys, tell me what you think of this project, leave suggestions in the comments below. This project won't really be possible without you guys, so I'd really appreciate it. So, I recently received a server motherboard and my processor. So the motherboard is a Titan S5372. There is no video of this motherboard at all on YouTube. I searched, this is going to be probably the first video on YouTube that features this server motherboard. I couldn't even really find it on Google that much, but I was lucky enough to find a PDF for it, the full server manual, so I was able to, find part suggestions and all that nonsense. So I did find, search results for it, but this is going to be the first video featuring the Titan S5372. Now, as for the processor, that's a little different. I'm going to be using an Intel Xeon 5150. Now, these older Xeon chips have lost a lot of their value because of their higher power consumption, amongst other things. So, these processors, although they're pretty powerful, they've lost a lot of their value over these years. This one's from 2007, and I found some on eBay going for $2 a pop. No heatsink. So, I bought one, and I bought a motherboard, and I bought some thermal paste, so now I just need to buy the heatsink, and we'll be all good for processing. I have a few, power supplies laying around. Well, actually I have one power supply that I pulled from that Lenovo over there. You guys can't see it, it's off camera. But I pulled a 280 watt power supply. I know it's not going to be fully powered, but I'll probably use a secondary 400 watt power supply to power everything else. I will be using a hard drive in this build. I think it's most likely going to be a Seagate 250GB that I had laying around. After I unboxed the motherboard and the processor, I actually used the box that arrived with the motherboard to actually use as a base. I'm too cheap for a case, so this ghetto solution will have to do until I can get a proper case. Cable, because the SATA cable has to run to the hard drive, so this gives it a point where it can't really move because the 20 plus 4-pin cable is going to be on one side, then the SATA cable that's connecting the motherboard to the hard drive is going to be on the other, so there really is no point where the motherboard can move, basically securing it. It seems to work out pretty well with the power supply inserted on one side and the hard drive inserted on the other. So I ran the SATA cable to the hard drive and, the other SATA cable from the motherboard to the hard drive, and it seems to work pretty well. I'll actually show you guys right here. So here it is, here's the build. I know I'm just holding it in my hands. Again, it doesn't really have much. Most server builds actually have the bare essentials on them, most server motherboards. So this has USB 2.0 and older SATA 2 ports. So, not the best specs, and it has the one VGA port. It actually has 2 Ethernet ports because, it's a server. But what I was so happy to hear that it does support USB booting, so we'll be able to boot a Windows or an Ubuntu solution onto this. And it actually supports PS controllers, so, it works out pretty well. It seems to have everything we need, so I'm just gonna put it down now. So yeah, the only 2 things I'm missing right now is a heatsink and RAM. Once I get those 2 things, I will make a part 2, but for now I just wanted to show this off. So this server project is going to be done with a lot of work because the thing is, these server boards, they're not really designed for anything other than being a server, so I hope they can handle the tasks of doing, desktop things like gaming and stuff like that. I may have to add a graphics card to this build, so please let me know in the comments what kind of graphics card you might want to see. I don't know if this board will support a graphics card. I'll look around, but you guys tell me what you think. Only need a heatsink and RAM, and we're ready to go. So anyways guys, that is pretty much it. This is a part 1, just detailing everything about this project. I really want to see if it can run a desktop OS. I'm probably going to install a server OS, but it is what it is. So, it's just kind of a little update tell you guys what I'm doing. As for, guys told you if you watched my last video that I did get a little bit sick. I'm feeling much better now, so, you know, now I'm ready to get back into that YouTube grind. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like. Thanks for watching. This has been Vasquez, signing out.